Okay, good afternoon. Would like to share some personal news. My daughter Samantha got engaged last Friday night, which is she's my oldest daughter. She got engaged to a young man by the name of Mike Zardis. Good kid, good family, and he's a Browns fan, which is really cool. In fact, so much so that last year in the playoff game, he flew out with my daughter for the Pittsburgh playoff game. It was his birthday. He's convinced we won the game because it was his birthday. So, but anyway, so I'm happy for Samantha and Mike and both of our families. The other thing I want to talk about is the Salute to Service month. I think we're doing something this week. I think I got an email, read part of it. But I think what the NFL does, what the Browns do, the support of the military, obviously being a former military officer, and all the men and women who have served and continue to serve, I think it's a great thing what the league does and the teams do, and I think it's a really special moment. And I do want to point out that 2 weeks ago, we had a helicopter flyover in Cincinnati, and they timed it perfectly. And last week, the jet flyover was like 30 seconds late, so the helicopters got it right.
So, with that in mind, do you know who's kicking for the Lions?
I do. Riley Patterson will probably be the kicker. They put him on the roster, and Aldrich Rosas, they put him on the practice squad. And Riley was a young man who went down to his pro day at Memphis. He's a very good young player. We actually tried to get him here as a college free agent. He thought he had a better chance to win the job at Minnesota. He went there and he got injured, and so he didn't even kick in the preseason. So the tape, we actually showed some tape this morning of his surprise onsides and his must onside kicks that he had at Memphis, because we have that college tape.
So, with New England?
He was with New England's practice squad, yes, sir. But he didn't. He has not kicked in the NFL at all, not even the preseason. So, but he is a good kicker. He's got a good leg. He's made some clutch kicks in his career. He's a good kid. So, hopefully his debut will not be a good one because that'll be good for us. But he is a good young kicker.
What'd you say to JoJo about not catching that one return?
No, that's not for everybody's ears. No, I'm just kidding. He's got to get to that ball. What happened was, we always talk about where to line them up, and Coach Coleman, my assistant, he does a great job of lining those guys up, and he told them where to line up, and he just kept backing up. And we actually told him it was going to be a line drive kick. We went over all the punts for the night before. He and I did a Zoom meeting because we were still in those protocols, and we had a really good meeting. We thought we had it set up right, and if he's where he's supposed to be, at least fair catch it at 43 yards, but it rolled 23 yards for a 66-yard net, and that killed us. And we put our office in a bad situation, so I was really upset about that. But that'll be corrected, and hopefully that won't happen again.
Mike, you guys have to adopt a week-to-week attitude and mindset. Is
Yep.
shaking off a 38-point loss harder to do, though?
I was thinking about that flying home. I think a 30. People always ask you, would you rather lose by 3 or lose by 38? I don't want to lose by any. I hate to lose, but the 38-point loss to a team that we felt we had a chance to win, to beat, and I still think that was very difficult. I thought the way our head coach came in Monday, talked to the team, talked to our staff. We had a staff meeting obviously before the team meeting, and said, hey, look, we didn't play well. We didn't coach well. They attribute to, give New England credit because they outplayed us and outcoached us. But at the end of the day, we have another game coming up. We're still in the mix. Like I said last week, all our goals are still in front of us, and we just got to go out and play our game and our brand of football. And when we do that, we have a really good chance of winning.
Like, we talked a lot about your philosophy of making guys return kicks, and you want your guys to return kicks too. But when you have guys go down with concussions on back-to-back kickoffs, do you change? Does that enter the thinking at all?
It does.
Maybe just get out healthy?
It does. Not just get out healthy, but anytime one of my guys goes down, and it's that's a tough one because they're good kids, they're good players, they're good people, and I don't want anybody to get hurt on either side of the ball or either team. But that absolutely went into the thinking. You do that, and next time we kick off, whether it was an onside kick, if we were in that situation, or just kick it deep and try to get through because we obviously have the kicker to do that. But they kept kicking us. We had to keep returning, and we had a couple decent returns, but overall we didn't help our offense as much as we need to.
But going forward, you won't change anything because of those couple of incidents.
No, those guys will be okay, and we have to do a better job. The one on AJ, that was kind of a fluke accident. I think the guy blocked our guy in the back, and then obviously his helmet went into AJ's helmet, and then one with Anthony, he's got to protect himself better, and it's still new to him, and every rep is a new rep. Every rep is a new situation, and so I got to do a good job of coaching that and making sure that he protects himself better in that situation.
When he catches the ball, it looks like he catches it different than most
Percy
guys
Harvin,
do.
that's how Percy used to catch it with his hands.
Is that you're all right with that?
I'm okay if he doesn't drop it. I'm great with that. Yeah, as long as he can catch it and put it away. We've talked to him about catching it the traditional way. But Percy Harvin was one of the greatest guys I've ever coached, and he tried. God bless him, he tried to do it the way I asked him to. But at the end of the day, he just couldn't. And as long as he can look it in and catch it the same every time, and I'm okay with that.
Mike, what do you tell your guys about their punter?
About
Detroit's punter.
well, he's
the type of weapon that
yeah, he's got a big time leg. I'm sorry, I misunderstood. Yeah, he's got a great leg. He's been very good at Detroit indoors. Like a lot of young punters, he'll struggle at times in cold weather, but he's a big, strong guy, and he's got great leg strength, and when he gets a hold of one, he can really go. So depending on the winds, we'll figure out where to put our returner, etc. But he can also throw the ball. I mean, he had a really nice fake against the Rams. He threw that was a perfect 10-yard little hitch route and got a first down. So we're preparing for all the fakes. We're preparing for all the gadgets. We're preparing for the surprise onsides that they have and everything that they do, because they're really well coached and they're a good football team.
Chase has been really good for you to this
Yes.
point, but now your forecast Sundays calling for some sloppiness. You're entering sloppy weather season. So how
Right.
do you prepare him for that, especially considering, as you know, the history of
Sure.
First Energy Stadium and the challenges this time of year that
Absolutely.
presents?
Chase has a lot of confidence right now. He's had a really good year for us, both kickoffs, PATs, field goals, and yesterday was a really good day. We went out and tomorrow will be with the team, but yesterday he hit 10, 12 kicks, including a couple what I call Mayday or hurry up field goals, and he hit one from 63. It was really windy yesterday, and he was, I think, 12 for 12 and hit one from 63, a couple others from 50 plus, and really hit the ball well. They hit him with the wind, but the wind was swirling, but that's how you prepare. You prepare by practicing in that type of weather. When it gets real bad, you guys know I send the punter, snapper, and kicker down to our stadium. When it gets really bad and we can't practice out here because of the snow or whatever the case may be, we'll send him down to the stadium and we'll keep doing that. But he's got a lot of confidence right now.
How often do you do? I mean, would you do that? Obviously, there's no snow out here now. How often would you go down to the stadium before pregame on Sunday?
When typically, if we can't practice out here and we're only practicing indoors, we'll send him down to the stadium normally on a Wednesday.
Mike, you have a history of Joe Woods.
Yeah.
He's getting a lot of criticism on the outside, and obviously Myles Garrett was lamenting a lack of in-game adjustments in his post-game news conference. That's gotten a lot of attention. How do you see Joe handling everything after?
Oh,
this loss?
Joe handles adversity just like any fine coach handles adversity. I've been around Joe a lot. When he was coaching the secondary at Minnesota, when I was a coordinator there, special teams coordinator, he and I got to know each other really well. I love the way he works with the players. He's always been a very, very good detailed technique coach. In fact, I used to go in his meetings on Saturday mornings. I would finish special teams meeting. I would go in his individual meeting and sit there for a half an hour and just listen to him coach and teach. I like Coach Callahan and other coaches that are on our staff, or other staffs that I've been on. I like being around good coaches because I can learn a lot of how they teach, how they approach things, how they present material information. Even though it's different for me, the material and the information I'm presenting to my players, it's still it's the message. It's how they deliver the message, and I think Joe's an outstanding football coach. We've had a lot of really good games. I know he's getting some criticism for some games, but he's done a phenomenal job with our team, and without our defense, we wouldn't have won probably 3 or 4 of these games. So at the end of the day, he's an outstanding coach. I have a ton of confidence in him, and I know our players do as well.
What stands out about those two Lions kick returners?
Raymond's really quick. I think he's got good speed, maybe not great speed, but he's extremely quick. He can stop on a dime, and that makes it hard because we always talk about long stride, short stride, throttle down under control. If you're not under control at the point of attack with him, he's going to make you miss every single time. They've got 35 and 36. Ballantyne should be coming back off of IR this week, and he's been a good returner. He has some good success with the Jets. And 35, I won't say his name because I'll mess it up, but he does a really good job. They run a middle double 55 scheme. They double both fives, and it's a great scheme for him because he's a downhill, hard, tough runner, and it's a really good scheme for him. So our challenge will be to stop their type of schemes. They'll run left and right and middle and double the 55, double the fives. They'll run counters off of that. So some of the things they do to try to keep people off balance and use his skill set, they do very, very well.
They're using Hodge on special teams. He's so good for you.
Yeah, he plays some gunner. He got a penalty last week, and I told him he was not Priefer trained on that one. He was the right halfback on their kickoff return team, and he bear hugged a guy, and got called for holding. So I'm going to give him a hard time when I see him on Sunday. But yeah, Cadero's a great kid, good football player. He does not play as much special teams as he did for us, because I think he's playing a little bit more offense. But he's always going to be a very good gunner for them, and really good on kickoff when they use him.
Jamie Gillen kind of had a rough patch, obviously, earlier in the year, and I've seen him bounce back as the season goes on. What went into getting him that boost and getting him back on track to where we saw him?
We had an exorcism, I think. No, I'm just kidding. No, Jamie is. He had a couple of really nice punts on Sunday. One that went out of bounds at the end of the game, a minute and a half to go in the game, wasn't that big a deal. But you know, his consistency is going to be key. And I think when Jamie's back's against the wall, he really does respond well. I think he's been like that probably his whole life. And you know, knowing his story and his background, that's kind of the way he's always been. So you know, I'm proud of the way he's responded. These next several games will be huge for us. As you know, you guys keep mentioning the weather at First Energy Stadium. He's done a good job there in the past. He's got to do it every rep. If he punts 4 times on Sunday, we need 4 really quality reps, and that's got to be key for him. That's it.
How old was your daughter when you told her to make sure she marries a Browns fan?
I said, well, it's funny. I told her that she can get married when she starts dating, or no, when she can. What is the word? She can't remember what it is. I'm going to mess it up, but she can't start dating until she gets married. There it is. That's what I told her. That didn't work out very well. But no, in fact, when I took this job, they've been dating for like 6 years, and when I took this job, all his buddies were like, "Dude, her dad's a Browns coach. Put a ring on that finger." So, but I don't think that's why he's marrying her. But I'm really happy for both of them.
Congratulations.
He's been a Browns fan his whole life. He went to Miami, Ohio. He's from Columbus. Yeah, he's been a Browns fan his whole life. It's nothing to do with me.
He's really loyal then.
He's very loyal. That's right. Well, I know the feeling.